Hello FlossTube, I'm Nicole and this is DDs FlossTube Season 2, Number 8. So welcome back to the channel, everybody. If you're new here, welcome. We are a multi-craft channel and today's video is all about cross stitch and the craziness that is my stitchy life. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for taking some time out of your day and spending it with me. Hopefully you've got some stitching with you, or you're sitting back and having a cuppa and a bicky. All right, so where to start? All I can say is what a week I have had. If I've had things go wrong, things not work out, things being thrown into the mix that I have to get done. It's just been crazy here since the last time I seen you last week. So we also started DDsSpooktober, so that has added to the craziness as well. I've been thoroughly enjoying it, and hopefully some of you have been following me over on Instagram, and you can find me over there as Darvanalee Designs Studio, the same as here. So yeah, it has been quite an epic week. I've had technical difficulties, I've lost footage. I was a day late, almost a day late with, well, I was a day late with filming. It still went up yesterday, but it was very late in the afternoon when my tutorial went up. So yeah, I haven't had the best of luck this week. I've also had some issues with my sewing machine, so not a lot of sewings got done this week either. I've given it a bit of a service and it seems to be running a lot better this morning. I put it in the timeout corner yesterday and left her over there in the timeout corner. I've come back to her this morning with fresh eyes, and all it was a piece of thread had got caught up in the mechanism underneath. So I pulled it all apart, pulled all the bobbin out, gave it a good clean out. It was relatively clean in there, but there was just that one thread that was just causing it to skip threads and all the rest of it. So that has made me run behind schedule as well. Yeah, so I've had lots of issues this week. But anyway, I'm here to talk about my stitchy week, and it has been a fabulous stitchy week, even if I say so myself. Alright, so where to start? I think I should just start with the fact that I started DDsSpooktober this week. And if you've been following me on Instagram, you know that I have started all the things this week. So I haven't worked on any of my regular whips. So everything that I'm going to show you now is now a whip and a new start. So yeah, so I did manage to stitch every night. Although last night my husband come home and wanted to watch a movie. We ended up watching Enola Holmes, which I might say it was a pretty good movie. I was pretty happy with it. Not my regular type of movie. Anybody that's been here for a while knows that I'm into the action movies. Yeah, so basically I watched that last night and it was quite good. I really enjoyed it. So it was nice to sit down for the evening and no children. Mia put herself to sleep last night, put herself to bed. No kisses and cuddles. She just said, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. I went to go in and give her a kiss. I sort of let her go in there and do her thing and left her for 5 minutes. Went in there 5 minutes later, she was fast asleep. And I'm like, okay, night. So yeah, that was the first. She's never done that. She always has to be put into bed, and yeah, you got to give it the whole nightly ritual, you know, read a story, all that sort of stuff. So that was nice and relaxing for me last night. So that was great. And so I got a few stitches in last night, but I didn't get as many as I normally would have. All right, so I'm going to start with Halloween Quaker and the stitch with me that I did last Monday, because it's sitting on top, so we'll get that out of the way. So I started up my stitch with me's again this week. It's been a little while since I've done one, so it was good to get back and connect with everybody. There was a good crew of people on, so it was really nice to sort of chit chat away and talk about things that are happening, and you know, talking about different techniques and stuff like that, a little bit of stitch envy and all that sort of stuff. So it was really, really good. It flowed really well. We were on for about an hour and I got a few little stitches in, and I did a little bit more just after that because I just wanted to finish off. I had a couple of little parts. I didn't want to leave it sort of in the middle. So the one I'm talking about, this is Halloween Quaker. It's by Lila Studios. I am currently stitching this down here. That's where I started for the Stitch With Me. If you want to see that, you can go back to that. It's number 15, I believe. And I talk about why I'm actually just coming down here and scooting across. I go into that in that video. So go over and have a bit of a watch with that and listen to the chatter and what we all talk about. But that is the piece I am working on, and I basically on the Stitch With Me, just hang on a second, just get my cardboard. It's just getting a bit too big to hold up without it creasing. Alright, so that is the bit that I did the other day. So we started up here and then I just come down here and just finished that bit off. I've still got one more point in there I think to do on that one. So yeah, so I'm coming down the edge of, this was page 3 and now I'm going on to page 6. So I'm coming down the side of the chart now, and then I'm going to scoot across. But I have missed stitching on this one. I'm loving it again. So this is going to be featured every week for the foreseeable future, because it will be my live Stitch With Me each week, and hopefully it will spin up on the wheel and I can get some more in this month as well, because it is on the wheel. So yeah, so that was about an hour of stitching. I talked about how I'm two-handed stitching now, a new skill that I've learned. Excuse me for a moment, my nose has decided to run this morning. It's been very windy here and the dust has kicked up, so my nose is all over the place, which is just fabulous, which is just going to make me sniffle all the time. All right, so basically, yeah, so basically that's what I worked on for the Stitch With Me. As I said, that is what we're going to be looking to do every Monday. So hopefully I can make some really good progress on that. And once I finish Spooktober, it will be back into the routine. So Monday will become my Halloween Quaker Day again, and so I will work on that every Monday night as well. So it should start to make some good progress. All right, so I'm gonna flick on back to the 1st of October. I have my notes down here in front of me, just stuck on the bottom of the camera. So if I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking at. I have written down everything that I've done. I am going to start now. These are in order because we are doing Spooktober, so I just don't have them stacked in order. All right, so the first one that I done, it is not Halloween without pumpkins. I can't read what it's in a different language and I can't read that. That is the chart. It is by Curio E. Batakuri. I probably butchered that. But yeah, that is the chart. I am doing this on a natural linen, on a 40 count linen, and I must admit I am thoroughly enjoying working on the 40 count. It is just a pleasure to work on. I think what I like the most about it is that I'm just working with one strand of floss, and so my crosses are sitting really nice and all that sort of stuff. So I got, like, it's so cute. I got the little girl's hat done, so I've just got the brim of her witch's hat to do, and those little white dots I've got to fill in, and I got the little heart, and I done the back stitching as I was going, so I don't get to the end of it and then not finish it because it's got back stitching. So I'm actually going to do the back stitching as I'm going. I'm not a fan of my back stitching, but I must admit that looks a little bit better, and I'm gonna actually try couching. I watched a video the other day. I can't remember the name of the video. If I remember, I'll link it up down below. But I watched a video the other day and I actually liked the way that she done it, and the way that you could manipulate this a little bit more. You weren't as locked in as you are with back stitching. So that is sort of yeah, but it's looking really nice and I'm pretty happy with that. So that's a good new start, a nice little, I actually had to like stop myself from stitching. I was going to just keep going and going and going, like, and I'm using the over dyed, I think that's carrot that I'm using for the orange in this one. So yeah, so on 40 count, using the called for colors except for the orange, I'm using an over dyed with those ones. Okay, so the next one that I worked on, which was the Friday night, and I was with the Rebel Stitches for Friday night new start, so this fell into it, and I spun up the Chalkful one by Hands On Design Boo. Now with this one, I decided that I was just going to do the small in this one, and I'm going to do all the smalls in the charts that I've got first, and then I'll go back and do all the charts. So I started this one, and it is also a start and a finish, so I got it finished. So on the Friday night when I was stitching, I got a majority of that done, and so I woke up on Saturday morning and thought, you know what, I'm just going to finish it off. So all I really had to do was the leaves on the border and fill in the green and a bit of this orange over here, and I think the O. It took me about an hour and a half and I was finished, and then I finished off the Smyrna crosses as well. So I'm going to, I want to finish it exactly how that is, because I really like that finish. Not necessarily in those colours, but I like that orange. That would look really nice, or even a purple would look really nice on there as well. So that's how I want to finish it, because I even have the little pins for it. So I've got the little bat, the ghost, and the jar. So they're the Boo Jar mini pin from Just Pins, just another button company. So yeah, so I've got them to go with it, and I've got another set to go with the chart as well. But I'm stoked. My first finish for DDsSpooktober. So yeah, and it's so cute. Like really, really, it's on 14 count chalk board, I think it's called, the Witch Out Ada. So yeah, it was nice and quick. It was a good one to do for Friday night. Nice and relaxing, and basically, you know, you don't really have to, when you're stitching on after you've gone from 40 count to 14 count, you don't really have to think. You just find the holes and you can feel them. You don't even really have to look. So I was pretty happy that I got that done. So yeah, so now I just have to get it, I have to fully finish it, and then hopefully I can get that done by the end of the month. I don't know who I'm trying to kid, but it's not going to happen. All right, so as I said, I finished that on the Saturday morning as well. I also done some secret stitching, which I can't show you, unfortunately, but it's over there taunting me again. I'm trying to get a little bit of stitches into it every day. I haven't done any on it today. I woke up late this morning, so yeah, as I said, it's been a heck of a week. But then I had another new start, and that was Dureen Jones' Haunting Night. So this is the chart. Sorry, it's in black and white, but you know, saving color ink and all the rest of it. Yeah, so that is the chart, and I got a pretty good start on this. I didn't start it until the evening because I worked on the secret stitching and finished off the chalkful one, but this has come along pretty good. This is stitching up pretty quick. I'm really happy with it. Like, I've got a little bit of purple in, I've got all this border done, I've got a couple little bits just here and here that I've got to do. So I should be starting on the writing. Next time I touch this, I'll be starting on the writing here. So this just sort of fit in my hoop. So this has come down to the bottom of the hoop, and that's gone to the side of the hoop. So yeah, I'm just sort of working this border at the moment and this border here, and then I'll start doing the center, and I'll move the hoop along. But I was really happy with the progress on that. That was only a couple of hours too. So yeah, it stitches up pretty quick. Again, this is on a 14 count Ada. It is on coffee tea dye. I've got it pinned up, but you can see it's quite grungy. It's got some good bits and pieces in it. So yeah, that was a tutorial that I did using the Housewives cross stitcher house. What is it? Housewives of cross stitching. Their coffee tea dye tutorial, and then I done it with Beck. So you can see that on the channel. That's on the FlossTube extra, and just how we did it and how long we did it for and all the rest of it. So yeah, so that was that was a really, really quick stitch, and I can't wait to get that done. I'm thoroughly enjoying that. That border looks really intense, but it's so not. Stitches up very, very quickly. As I said, that was only a couple of hours, so it didn't take me long at all. All right, so Sunday rolled around, and on Sunday we had a Zoom stitch with me. So I didn't start stitching until 7 o'clock that day. I did do some more secret stitching, but I pretty much just took the day off and spent it with the kids and didn't really get a lot done. I think I only put an hour in on the secret stitching, but 7 o'clock rolled around and we had DD's first Spooktober Zoom stitching meetup. We had about 13 or 14 people join us, so it was great. We had some from the UK, some from the USA. We went for 3 hours. We had a lot of Aussies in there, and it was just a great evening of stitching. And I spun up the Hazel Fun Witch Mouse. So this is her here by Just Nan. I didn't have any of the called for fabric that they had, so I just used what I had in my stash. This was not as quick as I thought it was going to be, and it wasn't because I was talking, even though I was, but it was because I was working on the diagonal. So, and you know, like I always feel like I'm going to bugger it up when I work on the diagonal, like I constantly count and stuff like that. But I got a fair bit done, and this was all done. I haven't touched it since. This was all done on the night for 3 hours. I stayed on a little bit longer than 3 hours stitching with this. I think I went to 10:30 or 10:45. But yeah, it's come together. So I've just got to put the little ghost face in here, and then I've got a couple of more spiders. Let me just put something behind that. So there we go. So I've got another spider. So look how tiny that spider is. So that's got a Smyrna cross in the center and then back stitching for the legs. That is so tiny and so cute. So that was my starting point. That was the center of the chart, and that's where I started. So I've still got its ears to do, the nose, its eyes, 2 more spiders, and then some beading in it as well. So there's still a little bit to go, but I just love that spider. That is so cute. And then this is a ghost face here. This is the back, like this right here is the back of the mouse. And the kit came with a little finishing kit as well. So sorry about the rustling. This is my first time I've ever done a Just Nan. So it comes with a little finishing kit as well. So it comes with all the beads that I need, even the little witch's hat. Okay, and that's for the broom. It's got a base on it as well. I don't think you can see that. I'll turn that around. So that's the base that it sits on, and there's its tail as well. And that tiny, tiny little star just in there. Is it going to focus? Yeah. So yeah, it's got a tiny, tiny little star in there, and that's for the broom as well. So those beads are so small. Look how small they are. They are tiny, 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 tiny little beads. So there's a little star that goes on the broom, and that's the base and the little hat. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. It was a lot of fun. Like once I got the black, so what I done, because I was struggling to do on the diagonal, and I always do. So when I was stitching this, what I done is I done the black. So I started with the black, like I started in the center, I come down, and then I worked my way up here, went across over here, down, and then come back and met up here. And then so it was really easy to put the colors in there. So we've got a couple of orange and a red and a purple in there. So it was a lot easier to count off those and all the rest of it. So if you are doing it, that's what I would suggest to make it easier for yourself. Do the outline of a particular colour first and then fill in the rest. So yeah, I was pretty happy after I'd done that initial counting, and on the diagonal, it went really smooth from there. All right, so the next one that I worked on, which was on the Monday, that was after the stitch with me, I spun up again, and it was When Witches Ride, which is this one by Doreen Jones. And on Monday night I got into virtual stitches for a first time in a while and sat and stitched with a couple of the lovelies in there and had a little bit of a chit chat and a bit of a laugh. So I started this, and I didn't get onto virtual till late, so I didn't actually start stitching until I think it was like 8 o'clock or 8:30 on Monday, and so I just put in an hour and a half or so, and yeah, like I had things going on in the house, so it took away from the stitchy time. But I'm pretty excited to work on this one. I am working this one on a 28 count. It's called Antique Blue. Even weave. Where did my clips just go? They're there. It's an even weave as well, so I'll just get this because it's very floppy. I'm not 100% sure what style of it just says even weave. That's all it said on the packet. It didn't say it was a Lagana or anything like that, but it is very soft. It feels a little bit like the Quaker cloth, a little bit sturdier than the Quaker cloth, but still nonetheless. So I got whispers done, and I started on the tree, and I got the star done. So not a lot. I only stitched for about an hour on this one, but a start is a start in my book. So yeah, that is going to look absolutely fabulous. And the original one, so where I am right now is in the center, so I've started in the center, so I'm just here. And the color picture is actually on a really bright blue fabric, but I wanted to use the stuff that I had in my stash, so I've just gone for the antique blue, which I think is going to look good anyway, so I'm pretty happy with it. Alright, and the next one that I worked on was the 6th spin. It was Cato Lantern by Luminous Fiber Arts, and it is in this one here, the 2020 Halloween Collector's Edition. I'm doing this one on a 28 count Brittany, so this is exactly pretty much the same as the Quaker cloth. It's what they have substituted out for it now. So the chart that I done, let me just get that for you. All right, so that is the little chart. Cato Lantern, it's adorable. I love it. Okay, so that is, I started in the center on this one. I'm working on a 28 count, and I'm using the called for colors. And I'm actually going to try and get, I think it's Permissimum for the orange or the yellow maybe, I don't know, but I like the called for colors in that. So I've made a start on it. You can see the cat's faces. I've got all the thread hanging on the back, so it's sort of coming through. So yeah, so basically I've started on the cat. This is the cat's eyes, so the green will go in there, and then I've got, as I said, I've just got to get these. I want to actually get these colors, these two colors in, so I've got to order them today before I can work on that again. So it's started now, and it's just getting set aside in the whip pile. But how cute is that? I may change my mind and just use what I've got here. I'll have a think about it. I mean, realistically, I don't really need to, but it's going to be super cute. It's not huge either. And that was on, when did I stitch on that? That was on Tuesday night. So I'm pretty happy with my progress. I was on the phone to my sister, so you know, not a lot of stitching got done, but still some stitching got done. All right. So the next one that I worked on, which was, that brings me to last night, which was a tribal cauldron, and that's this one here. As I said, I didn't get much stitching in this one. I started in the center. I have started in the center with this one, and that's all I got done. I've started a star. So yeah, I ended up going and watching a movie with my husband, but I have been super pumped to start this one. I've had it, this is probably one of my longest Halloween charts that I've had. I got this pretty much when I started stitching. Now I am stitching this on 28 count Monaco. It's just white. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do some, when I'm finished doing it, I'm actually going to splotch tea dye it. So instead of washing it, I'm going to tea dye it after the fact. I have seen and heard some people say that they've done that, and I just want to give that a go, and it'll grunge it up a little bit. So I won't be baking it or anything like that. I will just be doing some splotching with tea bags basically, and grunge it up a little bit. I'm also using the called for colors, except I am actually going to, in the bubbles here, I'm going to have green, orange and purple because they're my favorite Halloween colors. So I'm going to mix that up, and I may even take the bubbles up a little bit, like have a couple of floating bubbles as well. So yeah, I'm changing it a little bit just because I think that, like, I like it, don't get me wrong, I think it's a great design and all the rest of it, but I just think this needed to be a little bit bigger. So yeah, I'm just going, they're just for my personal, you know, make it my own, as they say. So yeah, so I'm just going to have orange, green and purple bubbles in here, and I'm going to have a couple sort of coming up away from it. That's the plan for it. And then I don't know how I'm going to finish it because it's not a huge, like, it's not a big design. It's only 140 by 114. So I was contemplating doing them as, like, because I've got the tribal cat as well and the dragonfly, and I was contemplating doing them as a cushion, like for on the couch or something along those lines, because I'm not adverse to using my, like, I'm making all this stuff, there's no point in just having it sitting there looking pretty. I'd rather it be used. So I was thinking possibly like a set of cushions, and there's quite a few of these tribal ones as well. So, but as I said, it's not very big. It's only 140 by 114, so it shouldn't take me too long to do once I get into it. And they're just motifs, so you know, I can just sort of do a couple each night or whatever. So you got a spider, star, broom, pentagram, hearts. I'm assuming these are, well, there's a witch's hat, and then there's just some, like, the outside of it, I think that's a pumpkin there. So yeah, there's some good little motifs in there. But I would have liked to have spent the couple of hours that I watched the movie stitching on it, but my lounge room is really, really dark. I'm in an old farmhouse, so the way they used to design farmhouses was they'd have the sleeping on the outside, and then the lounge and living room would be in the center of the house, and my lounge room actually has no windows, so there's no natural light coming in. We've got a skylight, but it's not a very good skylight, so it doesn't let a great deal of light in. And we've got a little room off the side that's got a couple, like a little window in it, so we've opened up the door there, and we've got curtains on it. We open up the curtains, and that lets some natural light in. But at night you have to have artificial light on to see in there, otherwise you're crashing into things. It is dark as in there. All right, so that is everything that I worked on. So we've had 7 starts, I think it was. Yeah, 7 starts. So we're up to day 8 today of filming. So it's the 8th of October. So yeah, so I'm going to be spinning up something else. Hopefully it'll be, I'm hoping that it will actually be Halloween Quaker, because I'm really itching to stitch on it. So hopefully that'll spin up, and then I can get some stitches into that. If not, it'll be another new start. So for those that are just joining and you're wondering what all the like the new starts are, I am doing what they call, well, I'm calling it DDsSpooktober, but I am doing a month of new starts, bar one a day, because I've got my Halloween Quaker on the wheel and I'm spinning the wheel. So if you want to see what's going on, head over to my Instagram stories. You'll get to see what I'm doing every day. I'm not putting up progress pictures or start and finish points. I'm leaving that for FlossTube. So I put up where I'm starting, what I'm working on, what flosses I'm using, what fabric I'm using, who the designer is, and all that sort of stuff up on my newsfeed, but I spin the wheel on my stories. So if you want to see what I'm working on in any given day, just head over there. I try to get it up around lunchtime, my time. Last night I was a little bit late, but you know, hey, things happen. All right, so need a sip of coffee. Okay, so just a couple of things that we've got going on. We, on the 14th of this month, we have another Zoom stitching meetup for DDsSpooktober. That is at 7 to 10 p.m. So for the Americans, that is quite early in the morning for you guys. So that is in the wee hours of the morning. And it is around about 8 or 9 o'clock in the UK, roughly. Yeah, that's just, I'm sort of guesstimating, but we did have at the same time as the last one, and basically, yeah, that was what time it was. Amy from Creativity by Gidge, she was up at 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning. I think she logged off at 3:30. So yeah, we have a lucky door prize as well. So you can join in the fun, and your name will go into the draw, and then I'll draw that the next day. This one is in during the week. For those that are wondering why it's during the week, I have another one on the 18th, which is our regular DDs one, which goes from 10 till 2 on this Sunday, because I'm away at the end of the month. I actually have a cross-stitching retreat with the Cross Stitches of Brisbane. I'm going away for a couple of days, and by the end of the month I am so going to need it. I'm still going to be doing my new starts. I'm still going to be posting on Instagram and all the rest of it. But I'll be having a weekend away, and I'm so looking forward to it, because I must admit I have had a hectic couple of weeks. All right, now moving on to retreat and project bags. So if not moving on. If you want to come and join us for the Spooktober sit and stitch, okay, just send me an email. My email's down below. It's askme.dds@gmail.com. Just basically send me an email. I can give you the details. If you're over on Instagram or Facebook, send me a private message on either one of those platforms, and then that way I can give you the information that you need. I will ask you a few questions, how long you've been watching me, all that sort of stuff. I may ask you several questions about things in videos on FlossTube and stuff like that, just to make sure that you're not a troll. And then basically I will give you the information that you need. And it's fun. Like, we just sit there and we're just stitching. You don't necessarily have to stitch on Halloween stuff. I'm just doing some extra Zoom meetings this month. If it all goes well, I may look at doing a few extra ones as well, not in November, because that is my hectic month for finalising all quilts and stuff like that, but possibly in December and into the new year. So, yeah. So anyway, the 14th is the day for that. It's 7 to 10 p.m. and basically you just need to email me to get the login details. All right, so now moving on to retreat bags and project bags. I am running a little bit behind schedule this week. Basically the machine has just given me a bit of grief, and I've had a lot of stuff going on in the background. So I am at this point, I haven't got any of the retreat bags that I was supposed to get sewn this week sewn. I am just cutting and prepping and everything like that. As I said earlier on, I fixed my machine, so that is now running smoothly, so I can get started on that. I have managed to get one set done this week, and that is Catherine's set. It's all done. She's got a needle book, a thread bed, and a project bag, so that is heading out in the mail today. So basically as I said, I'm just going to prep all the bags this week. So I'm just going to have a pile of stuff. Everything will be set up there, and I'm just going to get stuck into sewing next weekend, on the weekend. My kids are going out on Sunday, so I should be able to get a good lot of final preparation done before I start on Monday. Once I've got that prep done, they go pretty quick. So I still will be on schedule, even though I've had issues with my machine this week. And I haven't been able to get my other machine fixed, because the gentleman that normally fixes them has not been coming to Kingaroy for the last, it'll be about 8 weeks now, because he's away. So I'm not sure when he's coming back. So I probably won't get my other machine fixed until next year. And it's easier for me to fix this machine than it is to fix my other machine, because the other one's computerized, whereas this one's not. So this has a little bit of computerization in it, but not as much as the other one. So I cleaned it all out. I got it all fixed, so I should be back to stitching flat out next week. Tutorials again started this week. So if you haven't seen the latest tutorial, I show you how to make this cute little zipper pouch putting some lace in and also putting a applique monogram on. Super simple, takes about 20-25 minutes to make. Really great for keeping all your cross stitch stuff in or your quilting stuff. I even show at the end of the video you can fit rotary cutter, scissors and all sorts of stuff in there. You can fit a ton of stuff in this. It opens up really wide as well. So you know, even if you wanted to make it as a like a floss holder or something like that to put all your spare skeins in for a project, you could do that. You could have your needle minders in there, you could have needles in there, everything goes in there. So if you want to see that video is linked up in the corner here, and basically, yeah, head over, have a look at that, try your hand at putting a zip in. I can tell you now, it is super easy. I show you all the steps. So go over, if you've got a sewing machine, don't be scared, give it a go. That you could even make it bigger, like this is totally adaptable. You could make it a larger, so you could make it wider, you could make it higher, and just follow those instructions how to get the boxed corner and all that sort of stuff, and then you could use it as a small project bag. So give it a go, see how you go with it. All right. That is pretty much all that's going on the channel as far as and in the group as far as retreat bags and all the rest are going. So I got some haul this week. It's 2 weeks in a row I've got some haul. I'm sort of finalizing everything on that. So yeah, as you know, very sad news, journey of a stitcher. She stopped trading for a little while. She says that she's just on a short break, so I'm hoping that she comes back. Fingers crossed. Maybe we should all encourage her to come back. That's what I reckon we should do. We should all encourage her to come back. But I know she needs some time, and that's fine, and we'll just have to watch. All right, so I went and done a little bit more shopping. I think I mentioned it last week that I did a little bit more shopping. I think it was on the last day or the second last day that she was trading. So yeah, I went and done some shopping, and when I was on the live stitch with me, I couldn't really talk because my daughter was home, and I want to do one of the haul that I got. Part of the haul that I got was for a project that I want to do. All right, so first of all, I went a little bit crazy on the charts. So I got a Lila Studio. It's called All Hallows Eve, and that's it there. It's very cute. So this is for next year, not this year. I've got enough for this year. But yeah, no, I like Lila Studio stuff. So yeah, I'm going to do that next year. So I got that one. The next one I got was Waxing Moon Designs. Now this is my first Waxing Moon design. I've never stitched anything of theirs, but I have been an admirer of a lot of their stuff. So she had this one on there, and I thought this is cute. So this is for next year's Halloween. They're not really Halloween-y. They're sort of more fall. But I'll stitch them up next. And I say fall because I'm looking at an American pattern, but it's actually autumn, people. Autumn, not fall, autumn. So yeah, I might stitch that up in autumn here. Who knows? Anyway, I might around harvest time maybe. Yeah, so that's super cute, and of course it's got a squirrel and it's holding an acorn. And everybody that knows, I love acorns and I love squirrels. So yeah, they're super cute. And then I seen Spunky Jen on Instagram, and who is stitching in the bluegrass, and Anna from Stitch Roadie was stitching this, so I had to get it, and it's on 40 count. So I know I've still got some linen here, so I can start that sooner or later. And you know, let's face it, I'm coffee obsessed. I love coffee, all things coffee. So yeah, so I got that. So that'll go into, again, a Leela Studio. So I do like Leela Studio stuff. I do have a fair bit of her stuff. And also Plum Street Sampler. I love that as well. And I just thought this was super cute. I don't know why. Like, I don't have an obsession with tomatoes or anything, but I just thought this was super cute. Tomato Dame by Plum Street Samplers. It is super, super cute. I don't know why, I just liked it. So I got it, as I do. All right, and again, okay, so oh, I'm just like, I'm really scratching my head. I've only ever admired the Raven Queen from Mirabilia, but then I went looking. I still am not a fan of the fancy ladies and the dresses and all the rest of it. And then I went looking and I seen this one and I went, I need to have this one. So I don't only have one now, I have two. Not bad for someone that was never going to stitch them, hey? I know. I don't know what's going through. She's gorgeous. I love her. Like, I absolutely love her. I think for me, they're nature-based. They're goddesses. You know, and that sort of stuff floats my boat. So, yeah, so basically I absolutely love her, and I think her and the Raven Queen side by side would look absolutely amazing. So I haven't looked at all of her charts or anything like that, but if there are any more that are similar to this that are the goddesses, point me in the direction, leave me a link down below where they are, and so I can go and have a look and make a decision, because I'm thinking that these are going to look absolutely fabulous above my bed. That's side by side. I mean, let's face it, we're all goddesses. That, and why not stitch a goddess or two? But yeah, she is beautiful. Like, I love her a lot, and I don't throw that word around very, very, very often. That, like, I like things and I really like things, but I love her. That she is gorgeous. She to me represents everything that is grounding. I don't know, I get a sense of grounding from her. Does that sound weird? Like, and the Raven Queen gives me a sense of power, I guess. When I look at it, I feel empowered. I feel a sense of power. When I look at her, I feel a sense of grounding. That I'm weirdo, I know. Anyway, that's why I ended up with her. So anyway, I've now got two Mirabilia. Yes, anyway, but it doesn't stop there, people. It doesn't stop there. So I have seen a couple of people stitch these and they look super cute, and then it got me to thinking, remember a couple of weeks ago I was talking about my journal and putting all my small things in it and all the rest of it, and this is why I couldn't talk about it on the Stitch With Me, because Biggie's was there, and it's something that I'm going to do for their 21st birthdays. And Savannah had celebrated her 16th birthday. Not that she celebrated. She didn't want to do anything for her 16th birthday. I just find that's incredibly weird. But anyway, she didn't want a party, didn't want a cake, didn't want to celebrate her birthday. Like, I thought you only did that when you got to 50. Not 16. And then I thought you only did that when you were old, not when you were a spring chicken. And I was sort of talking to my sister about it, and I'm like, I find that I'm disappointed that she hasn't wanted to celebrate her 16th. Like, at first I just thought I was being silly, but after talking to my sister, I realized I was extremely disappointed for her. Not for me, for her. Because I felt that she's going to have that sense of loss when she gets older, that she didn't strike out and celebrate and all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, I am really disappointed for her. So, and she was adamant. She did not want me to put on a party. She did not want me to invite friends over. She just wanted to be by herself. And, you know, like, I've got to respect her wishes and all the rest of it. But I was super disappointed for her. Anyway, I told her after a conversation with her on Tuesday, I just said to her, like, just so you know, and you're going to make friends with it now, when you get to your 21st, you're having a party, you're not taking that away from your father and I. We are putting on a shindig for you, and you are going to have a 21st birthday. And she's like, but I don't want one. I said, well, too bad. You're going to turn up, you're going to smile, you're going to play nice, you're going to have your birthday, you've got 5 years to make friends with it, so get ready to have a 21st birthday party. I said, I'm doing the embarrassing photos and all the rest of it. You are having a 21st. You're going to have a group of friends come over and we're going to celebrate it. So, I wasn't in her good books on Wednesday morning because that was on Tuesday night. So anyway, back to what I want to do. The craziness that is a 16-year-old girl. I just don't get it. But as I said to Michelle, my sister, I think for her and I, we had such terrible childhoods that we didn't know if we were, and the places where we live, we didn't know if we were going to see our next birthday. So I guess for these kids, they're happy, secure, they've got a roof over their head, and they don't feel that urgency to celebrate. And you know, it took us a long time talking to come to that conclusion that that's probably where our celebration of our birthday comes from. Like, we love to celebrate our birthdays no matter what age we are, because every year, as far as we're concerned, is a gift to us, because we did have a bad childhood. We didn't have the best parents. We didn't have, you know, I at Savannah's age was living out of home, and I had been for months. Michelle had been, she's not my blood sister, but we are soul sisters, and we have been together since we were 14 years old, and basically you know, we have been through thick and thin together, and you know, got in trouble together and lived together and all that sort of stuff. And so every birthday to us was a gift, and it still is a gift. Like, my parents wrote me off and told me that I wouldn't even see 21, and I've made it to 50. So I'm celebrating every birthday. This year I wrote it off because of COVID, but I'm telling you now, Michelle and I have got one hell of a shindig planned for 2022, because we're giving it a year before we get onto a cruise ship. You know, 2022, we are going to rock that year. It's going to be an awesome year, because we'll have 2 birthdays to make up for. We'll let you know what boat we're on. You can come join the party maybe. Anyway, sorry, I just heard, excuse me for a moment, someone's out the front. Okay, sorry about that. Just had someone looking for my husband. So anyway, all right, back to it. So as I was saying, we really celebrate our birthdays and all the rest of it. So it got me to thinking when I was talking about the journals the other day, and the journals I'm talking about are these ones here that I'm going to use for my cross stitch. So I've got 2 of them. Okay, so I have seen a couple people stitch these up, and I thought these would be a great way to give them a personalized birthday present for their 21st. So these are letters from Nora by Nora Corbett, and basically I got their letters so in the fairies. So I got each one. So I got S for Savannah, N for Narralee, and I got one for Mia. Now I know Mia's only 5, but anyway, I'll stitch it up, and I will, you know, have it there for when she turns 21, and that can be her present. So I thought that these would be really, really nice presents for them. So that I got those 3 as well in my haul, and I'm going to turn them into a journal like this. You know, like Narralee's not into writing, but I suppose that she could use it, you know, maybe as a recipe journal, or she could use it as a dream journal, or just even just a journal in general, like write down things that have happened to her in her life that she wants to remember and stuff like that. I'm planning on writing a letter to go with it, to, you know, my hopes and dreams for them and all that sort of stuff, and just to to have it there for them. And what I want to do as well is give them another, like, I'm going to make the journals myself. Now these are actually stuck in, so you can't get them out in any way. Okay, so they're stuck in. So what I'm going to do is make a journal with a really hard cover like these ones as well. But what I'm actually going to do on the back side of it, I'm going to have cardboard, and have, like, you know, when on a photo frame, how they've got those little cardboard switches that you can, like, they twist a little bit, and so you can put things in. So this one here gave me the idea of being able to replace it. So this one here, you can see there, it's got a cut, and then it's placed in. It is part of the book. So if I wanted to change the front of it, I could actually slip, and I'll just find a piece of paper. Where's the piece of paper? There we go. So I would be able to slip, if I just push that in, you can see there, I could slip something in there. So I will either do it like this, or I will have it hinged so it opens up and they can take the stitching out, and because I'll make it so it sits underneath this side bit here, and then take the stitching out, and they can put it onto another journal, and I'll probably make them 2 or 3 journals so they've got a couple there to go through, and hopefully they'll use them for not just for scribbling in or just jotting down anything, but actually use it as a journal for themselves to remember the things in life. So when they have the children, the milestones and all that sort of stuff, so they've got something there to pass on to their daughters or something along those lines. So that is my plan. They are big journals. That is my plan for those letters, and so I've got to get stitching on those and making up some journals and putting them away, and yeah, writing the letter of my hopes and dreams for them and all that sort of stuff, even though I'll still be, you know, gracing the earth and all the rest of it, but they'll have that for their 21st, and I think that is a really thoughtful gift. I mean, I can get them jewelry or whatever I wanted to get them, but I think that more comes from the heart. And I'll get Brendan to also write a letter as well to put with it, and then they've got that for the rest of their life. So that's the plan. And I'll even probably, I mean, I know that Nerali probably won't stitch it up, but Mia and Savannah would probably stitch them up. So I will just also give the chart to go with the books as well. So if they wanted to make a couple of more, they can if they want to. So that is my plan for those. It's a little bit lofty, isn't it? I went from no, I'm never having any Nora Corbett or Mirabilia to now I have 5 charts. All right, what else did I get? All right, it has been a bit of a shopping week. Okay, so I have been onto the washi gang here in Australia to, because I got a happy planner. So this is my new happy planner. I got that. It just maps out my month of everything I'm doing, and I got some extra rings as well, because I'm also doing up a planner for the magazine, and I'm doing up a stitchy planner that as well, so I can have all my bits and pieces in it. I've got those and something else to go with my for my stitchy planner. I don't know if anybody has noticed, Tia from Calm Creations on Instagram has been posting up her whips. She's doing Whiptober. So she's putting at least 200 stitches, I think she said, into each whip that she has, and she will touch all her whips over the month of October, because she's got 28, 30, I can't remember what she said now, but yeah, anyway, I was seeing her post on Instagram, and I noticed that she had a journal entry, and I'm just looking for mine. Where have I put them? There. So she had she's made herself a journal with a happy planner, and basically what she was doing, I said, oh, how do you get the little pictures? Like, I thought she was just getting the picture and then shrinking it down and printing it out. She goes, oh no, I've got a little sprocket. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, what's that? She goes, oh, it prints out pictures. And I'm like, oh, cool, like, this is how behind the time I am. And anyway, she's explaining what it does and all the rest of it. So I ended up getting one, and look at this, it prints out the little picture. So I take a picture with my camera on my phone, and then I can print it out, and it's using that inkless technology. This is the sprocket. I got this, so I purchased this online from JB Hi-Fi, and I got it 2 days later. I purchased some paper from Officeworks, and I got it the next day, so that was good. I didn't, because it's like 3 hours away to my closest one, and it seems that everything is twice the price here in Kingaroy, so I didn't shop local. I went elsewhere because I was on a budget. But it prints up the little picture, so that is like, it just sticks now, so it's a sticker, so I can stick it into my journal. So this is what I've done. So yeah, so you can see there's the Cauldron. I've printed it off, so I know what it is. I've written all my notes for it and all the rest of it. So I've done that for all my starts, and I'm going to do that for all my whips. The other thing that I thought I could do was print it off and just slip it into a little cover, so I know what's in the project bag as well. So that's what this one's for. So yeah, so I'm like, thank you, Tia, for that idea. I'm really happy with that. So I'm just gonna, I've got those luggage tags, and I'm just gonna hang them off the zips, and then pop this in there, and then on the other side I can just hand write, like even on the back I can just hand write what it is and what I'm stitching on and all that sort of stuff, or I can just put another piece of paper in the back or something along those lines. So yeah, that's best purchase of the week, and it's also something new I've never used before, and super easy. Like, it just I've put the app on my phone excuse me, I put the app on my phone and then basically charged this up and it printed straight away. I did have a situation where it printed a second one, and that's what gave me the idea about printed the second one of this one, and that's what gave me the idea about using them for on my project bags, especially because I use a lot of the closed in ones. I don't have a lot of the vinyl ones, but even still, like, you've got a ton of fabric in there and it's all folded up and all the rest of it. It makes it super easy if you got it on the front. So I've been doing that for each one, and then basically I will just put it into a happy planner, and then I'll have it, like, I'm still working out what pages and everything I want in the planner, so like whip lists and all that sort of stuff, but at least all my whips will be in there, and there'll be a photo of them, because I found that I had the Fat Quarter Shop one, and I just found that I didn't use it that much because I'd have to try and remember what the whips were, and at least this way I've got a picture with it, and it's very similar layout to that and all the rest of it. But yeah, so there's a couple of things that I write down, like if I'm changing the colors, you know, what I'm using it for. So like the Cauldron one that's in the hashtag, I've got that in there. Any plans I plan to change it, so I've put that there as well, and I've got the back of the page blank because I can just write extra stuff on there. So you know, how I felt when I was stitching or anything like that, and then if it's only a small, I can transfer that over into my journal. If it's like finishing ideas as well, I thought I could write on the back, and yeah, just really utilize the planner and get some structure, because like I do have structure, but I'm sort of all over the place at the same time, if that makes sense. All right, but that is all of my haul. I do have some floss and everything coming, but you know, hey, it's just floss for my Haid that I've just recently started, and I just put in the order for some RIT dye as well. So I'll be stocking RIT dye, and I also have some easy count fabrics coming. So I'll have 18 count, 25 count and 28 count, so I'll have that in stock. We just recently took delivery of our 28 count linen as well, and I cannot think of the name of it off the top of my head, so I'll have to fill you in on that next week. So those things will start to make an appearance over on the website, so that's store news. So yeah, like as I said, it's been a hectic week this week. All right, so you're probably all wondering what the code word is for the giveaway this week. Basically, I have thought about it and thought about it and thought about it, and I thought that we could have the code word this week, and I wrote it down somewhere. Where is it? Cross stitch. So tell me about your cross stitch, but make sure that you mention the word cross stitch. So tell me what you're working on. So what cross stitch are you working on this week? Is it a Halloween piece? Is it just you're stitching on your whips? And just make sure that you write the word I'm cross stitching on, something along those lines, and have that in there. You'll see it's going across the screen right now, and that will get you an entry into the Craft Village. Now this is a kit, it's on 11 count, it's called Craft Village. It is a stamped giveaway, a stamped chart, so it comes with all the floss. Okay, it also comes with a couple of needles in there, and it's on, as I said, it's on 11 count ADA, and it is stamped. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and I believe that this when you wash it, it all disappears. Some of it disappears. I'm not guaranteeing that, but that's what I've been told. So yeah, that is the chart. It's a long one, but it would be great for a beginner. most definitely. But yeah, tell me what you're working on down in the comments below. Remember to use the word cross stitch, and then that way you will go into the drawer. This one says you use 11 for 11 count, you need to use 3 strands. So if you're giving it to a beginner, just let them know that. Make sure that they use that. That gives it the coverage that you need. And this floss actually feels quite nice too. So, and it's got a it actually has a printed chart, like symbols down the bottom as well, so you can see there it's got all the printed symbols, so that makes it easy as well. Yeah, that's pretty cool. There's a bit of back stitching in it too by the looks of it. I'm assuming that that's back stitching just there. Anyway, that's it from me this week. Don't forget to enter everything in down below if you want to enter into the competition. If you want to join our Zoom sit and stitch, email me to get the details, or DM me over on Facebook and Instagram. But that's it from me this week. It's been, as I said, it's been a pretty hectic week. Next week's looking pretty much the same. We'll have another tutorial next week. Have a great week, everybody. Happy stitching, and don't forget to stay safe. I'll see you all again next time. Bye for now.